It's our season 4 finale. Matt is out of town and we have a special guest. Luke, aka FrostByte IV, joins us today as we share a wild story that includes Mass Effect Legendary Edition, an epic battle for a PS5 that ends with friendships being put to the test. We also have questions about EA's latest patent for a new Battle Pass system and what that could mean for games like Apex or Battlefield. That's what we're going to talk about this week on the Free Play Podcast.
You are listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network.
What's up, nerds? My name is Bubba Stallcup, and you're watching the Free Play Podcast and or listening to the Free Play Podcast, part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network. And we're joined today with a special guest.
Woo-hoo!
Kate's here.
What?
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, just Luke? Okay, bye. Yeah, I got it.
No.
Hey, Luke is here with us today.
Yeah, on the Free
It's
Play
me.
Podcast.
Guys, I'm honored to be
It's
here.
me.
And I'm
Welcome.
mostly honored that Bubba called me Luke. Like, I'm shocked, actually.
It's written right here in front of me, so like I can't screw it up.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I said that I would call Bubba's shed company and have his install date delayed, so... then
She
you put
actually
Luke.
did say that, and I wasn't a huge fan. So, yeah. No, hey, we've got Luke here with us. Matt is on the road again.
Yep.
Just can't wait to get on the road again. And so we've got to fill in. It could have been just Kate and I, but Kate really, really wanted Luke to be here.
Well, I wanted to do something different. Like, we've already done an episode with me and you. We've already done an episode with just me and Matt. That was really rough. Like,
I like that episode.
That was.
whatever.
Hey, you guys did
I
great.
didn't
You did
even think
great.
about. It doesn't matter about that
You did
episode.
great.
But I wanted something different. So I was hoping that Luke would be able to do it. But I know that he works on these days during this
I
time.
have a real job.
Yeah,
Because
like
he has a
like
real,
normal
he
human.
has a real job.
He has a job.
So
Thanks for rubbing
I
it in
didn't
our
know
face,
if it was
Luke. I
going to work
appreciate that.
out. I did have a second choice, but it was a far lower
Ooh,
choice.
I'm glad I was the first choice.
It was a much lower choice.
I have so many questions I'm going to ask you off air. Who that person is? Maybe was it Matt? Was your second choice to call Matt?
No, but everyone here knows who my second choice was.
It was a chicken.
Yeah, false.
It was Chris
I do
Gwaltney.
not know.
That was my second choice. My lower second choice.
That was a far second.
Much lower second choice was.
He has his
saying.
own
Sorry,
podcast.
Chris. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But we
I
needed
mean,
a big bang special guest for our finale here.
No, here's the deal. We're trying to steal everything we possibly can from Moviga, right? And Frost, you have been on the podcast for Moviga for you've been on there a lot of times. You're
2 or
basically
3
regular.
times. Yeah. I'm an honorary guest. Honorary
Yeah.
member.
You've been on there as many times as Brian has, easily.
As many times as Justin has.
Oh man. Well, hey, I'm glad to have you, dude. Like we legitimately like Luke. Like if you don't know who Luke is you're in charge of our stream team.
We legitimately like him.
Yes.
We do. Like, we keep other people around because, politics, but we legitimately like Luke. And so couldn't think of a better person to impersonate Matt.
Exactly.
Most people, I will come out and say this. Most people know me as Frost because that's my secret or my identity on the
Your
internet.
secret identity.
And that's what Bubba called me all the time, even in person when we were hanging out at LTN Con. I'd be in that
Well,
room.
I've
Hey,
been trying to
Frost.
call you Luke because that's your human name.
Thank you. My human
You're
name.
welcome.
I hate it, but and then Asia, she changed her name from Roundhouse Kick to Asia in the Kitchen, and I hated that.
Why?
Absolutely
Oh,
hated it.
because you liked Kick. I like Kick too, but Asia
Asia
is her
had a-
name. Her
Yeah.
human name,
She
as I
had
said.
a hard time switching it as well. So sometimes
Yeah.
Bubba calls her Kick and all that stuff.
I don't
It's fine.
so much anymore
Sometimes.
because it's not in front of me anymore. And so even then when I was like, her name used to be, my mind had to dig a little bit
Her name
to
used
say
to be.
what was it? What it was
Her name
had
used to
been.
be. Whatever.
Asia needs
The
a
Asia,
rip kick emote.
the Asia in the kitchen brand is so strong.
Yes.
Like
Like a foot coming through like a headstone. Bam.
a headstone. Why does it have to be a headstone?
Rip.
Because
Like,
rip,
Oh.
kick.
rest in peace.
Try and keep up, Kate.
I
I know
get
we're
it now.
moving at
Sorry.
moving at a fast pace
Sorry,
with Frost
I was
here,
thinking about the Asia brand, so I wasn't really thinking about like that.
Man. Hey, well, if you are just now finding us here on twitch.tv/lovethynerd, or you can now go to lovethynerd.com/twitch and it'll take you straight to us. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our season finale for season 4. We'll be back in August. Don't worry about it.
Maybe.
We're coming back.
If Matt comes back
probably
from his trip.
there's like a 35% chance we'll be back in August. But when we do come back, we'll be live each and every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch. Again, that's lovethynerd.com/Twitch. And we want you to come and hang out with us. This is a subscriber-only chat going on over here on this side for me. And so if you want to be a part of the chat, you want to be in the discussion, you got to drop us a sub. That can be you can have a sub gifted to you. You can get in at the lowest level, or you can go all in tier 3 for 6 months or whatever it is.
Wow.
Let's go. Just start with the last one, and then we can kind of work our way backwards after that.
Yeah.
But
It's all fine.
we want you to be a part of it because we pull from the chat. We talk to the chat. We take. There it is. J.M. Reedy gifting 5 subs.
Wow,
5 people
somebody's-
can now. Boom. Talk in the chat.
5 people
Enjoy.
can now reach Luke directly.
Yeah. Well, okay. There's the thing there. If you want his social security number,
It's
just let us know and we'll send it to
fine.
you.
It's
Yeah.
fine. Bubba,
Hey, Kate,
I just
tell me
have to...
about your Mass Effect drama.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say we need to stop plugging this right now because we have a lot to get through. This is going to be a snappy episode. We have a lot of stuff to get through. I'm being dead serious. So we're just
Sorry,
going to
I didn't know
go.
my mom was here.
Okay,
Crying out loud.
whatever. We're just going to go right into it. 1, I ended up caving and buying Mass Effect because I missed it too much and I wanted
Yeah.
the FOMO was there and I just felt like I needed it in my life again. Bought it off Amazon, put it in the PlayStation. I was all excited. I was like evil laughing because I was so excited. Says disk unrecognized. I about had a meltdown. Steven said just return it and get a new one. So I did. I returned, sent it in, took it to UPS. I was real sad. Then I said, forget this. We're going to go to Target and I'm going to get a copy. Right. And whatever about the other one. Went to a Target. They didn't have it. Never heard of it. Then we had to go to another Target. They seriously had never heard. I went to another Target. It was there. I bought it. I was so excited and I was laughing again at the checkout. And the guy's like, oh, what happened? And I told him and he's like, oh, hopefully this one will work. I get home, evil laughing again, put it in, unrecognized disc. So at this
You
point,
didn't go to a GameStop?
they were closed. At this point, it was like 9:30.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is like real time now.
This is real time. So this was
Okay.
like this was past my bedtime at this point. And I'm like, I need to get this game. The fact that I cannot get this game and it's not working. And of course, I know what you're thinking. Kate, why don't you just get digital? The fact is, I had the physical in my hand. What is the problem? So at this point, third time, whatever.
Disc.
Third time, it's not working. I'm laying on the floor. Maybe a tear was coming out. Steven messed around with the PlayStation. I put the disc in after he messed around with it. It worked. I was so excited, created a character. I was so happy. The next day, pushed through all my schoolwork. My reward was Mass Effect. Put the disc in, didn't work. So I laid, I was really upset. I laid on the floor again and I'm like, what is going on? I don't think it's the disc. Tested all my games. Guess what? There's only one other game that didn't work in my PlayStation. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, Kate. That's a death blow.
It is. So at that point, I know this was not like my finest moment. I was laying on the floor, like very sad. Thinking,
Tantrum or like
part
fetal?
Part mental breakdown, part like tantrum, like this cannot be happening. I refuse. Like, what have I done wrong for Red Dead?
And that's when Steven, he looked at you and said, this is the woman I love.
Yeah, well, no, he didn't come home for lunch that day, so he didn't see. But so I was really upset, and I thought, you know what, drastic measures need to be taken here. Okay, the problem is not the disc. The problem is this stinking PlayStation that's making this grinding, screeching noise processing these discs.
So you got an Xbox.
So I got an Xbox. No. The only thing in common with the Mass Effect Legendary Edition and Red Dead was that they both have 2 discs, the data disc and the play disc. Every other game that I own is a single disc and it all works. So for some reason, this PlayStation can no longer...
What year is this?
My
discs?
This PlayStation can no longer handle this. So I did what any person would do at this point. I caved. I bought the digital edition I needed a win here. Bought the digital edition. Then I thought, now we have to fix this situation. All right? So here's where Frost comes in. Luke comes in. I was doing some digging for a PS5, right? Feeling really sad. You know, what's that music?
that's a raid. Infectious Play is now raiding us. Hey, thank you guys so much for that. I could just hear it through your. Okay, welcome, guys. We're hearing about Kate's PlayStation woes. Okay,
this has been a terrible week. So I'm like, I gotta find a PS5, right? I called my friend. I said, you have to fix this. Because she knows somebody who works at Sony in like the really nerd division, like the nerdy nerd division over there. And I said, you have to call him. You have to tell him this is an emergency. Can't play Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, make sure you put 911 in the text.
She told me, here's some Twitter accounts, set up the notifications. They let you know when there's restocks. I'm like, well, this feels like a little bit like peasant-like, but I'll do it. Got a notification that one was happening. I don't recall the details because my brain was going a million miles an hour, but I told Luke that I was doing this. So he also pulled it up. So Luke, why don't you say some of what happened?
So yes. So Kate,
she multi-level.
First of all, she messaged me on
Discord. This is why you wanted Luke on. You just wanted him for this story.
No, Luke was already on before the story. And then we said, oh, this will be really funny. Bubba will love it. This is all for you here, Bubba. So go on with the story.
Okay, so
I'm listening.
So first of all, Kate messages me on Discord, which is like a shocker.
No, it's not. I've been using Discord more.
Yes, that's true.
Hey, don't fight.
But she told me, she's like, oh, GameStop's going to have these like restocks. They're happening at like 3:00. I'm going to try to get one. And I'm like, well, like with this information, like what am I supposed to do with this information other than like, I guess I'll try too. Like in my brain, I'm like, I have an Xbox Series X. I have a PC. Like I have not been into solo play games lately. So like I've tried Ghost of Tsushima. Like I didn't get very far. So I'm like, I don't need a PlayStation. I don't really want a PlayStation. Well, I'm going to try. And Bubba, if you know anything about RNG, is the person that doesn't want it
always gets it. Yeah, always.
See Destiny. But so we're there trying, like literally just Command R to refresh. And then there's a button that says add to cart, but you click it and it says out of stock. And so you just keep going over and over and over again.
Yep.
We did it
hours.
for
it was a while.
A couple hours.
Yeah.
And we're both sending quick Discord messages back and forth like,
just
is
updates.
this even real?
Do you see it? Add to cart. Do you see it?
Like, what's going on? How are you doing? Like, just motivating each other. And then mine, like a pop-up pops up and says, are you a bot? And I said, no.
The answer is always yes.
And it added it to my cart. And I'm like, Kate, I got one. And I put in all my information. It's being shipped to my house. And then I sat there and waited to see if Kate would get one. Do you want to take over? Or?
Okay. So I didn't.
How this story?
This has been
sorry, sorry, this intro is going to be longer.
This intro is going to be longer. We're going as fast as we can to get through it. So this Mass Effect thing started Monday, right? So at this point, this was Wednesday. So I did not get a PlayStation 5 that day.
Just me.
Just Luke.
Womp womp.
So I'm like, it's fine. I'm going to try a couple more restocks because these like random people on the online said there's going to be more tomorrow. So I did a Walmart one.
Which was a mess.
No, not Walmart. No.
A PlayStation Direct one that turned out to be a false alarm. Then a real PlayStation Direct one. Then I did
Best Buy.
We checked Best Buy. They were supposed to restock. Nothing happened. So I was feeling pretty defeated at this point because I had been pressing Command R for about 3 hours. So So it just looks like I'm not going to get one.
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm going to try next week. But
who would like to pick up the story now? Like, is that the end of it? Like, that was the whole.
No,
movie?
it's not the story. It's not the end.
That's not the end, Bubba.
At least for today, it's not the end. Listen,
you guys are so bad at telling stories.
No, we're not. Just stop interrupting and listen to the good story.
This is the most detail I put into a story. All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
I
had a moment. Yeah, I had a moment there.
But I did tell Kate. I told Kate, I don't need a PS5. I don't even want a PS5. I will sell you this PS5 at cost. Like, no extra doll hairs. Like, you cover shipping, because I couldn't change the shipping. Like, it's being shipped to me. I couldn't change it, so I got to send it to her. I'm like, I'll ship it to you. Kate's like, I'll cover the cost if this is what we end up doing. But it was just in the moment. I'm like, the thrill of the hunt. Like, I need to like take this out because it's here. It's in my cart. I got to pull the trigger, and I did. And so I get the thrill of the hunt. I get to help someone out. Like, if Kate doesn't end up getting it, I've got other people lined up that will pay dollar for dollar for it, like at no extra cost. I get the thrill.
Kate, you're not going to get it?
She said she's going to try again.
I'm going to try again because, like, I don't want to be like, wow, Frost is going to do something nice for me. I'm not even going to try anymore. I'm going to... If I
buy the one that Frost has.
I am. But here's, okay, whatever. The moral of the story of all of this is... the moral of the story of this entire thing is that when I told you about my PlayStation 4 having a problem, you said loss is hard and grief is real. And when I told Frost that and that I need a PS5, he got a PS5 and is going to sell it to me. So there's just some differences.
Kate, let me... Did you tell me that there was restocks going on? You didn't give me a chance.
You don't need one. But you're right.
Neither does Frost.
You're right.
Kate.
Okay.
This is my life.
Okay, you know what? My life. I apologize. The moral of the story is undecided because we're going to take it back.
Hey, thank you for bringing Frost on so that you could dump all over me for no reason, Kate.
No.
What a great day.
Okay, so Bubba, you were right. You were right. I did not.
Jeez. All right. Hey, you know what? Here's the moral of the story. We're going to take a short break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about the games that we've been playing, the ways that we've been experiencing nerd culture, and maybe turn this ship just a little bit.
It's fine. It's all done. The story's done.
Absolutely run me completely over.
The story's done.
We'll be right back, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Free Play Podcast.
Hey, everyone. I'm Hector Mirai, and this is Faith and Fandom 180. On LTN Radio. So the nerd world has been abuzz lately with an infatuation with a character from the upcoming Resident Evil video game, Resident Evil Village. And that character is Lady Dimitrescu. Well, we're just going to call her the Tall Lady. And there's not a lot we know about her yet. We know she's got some weird daughters and that she is a 9'6" vampiric monstery lady that dresses like a Southern belle. But the nerd world is hardcore infatuated with this person, and the game's like nowhere near out, and we've only got like maybe 3 minutes tops of video game footage, and only a little bit of that includes her. But like, the internet is flooded with fan art, with cosplayers, and I'm talking from like professional cosplayers to people that literally live down the street from me, where people are just, they dig the aesthetic of this character, and even though they don't know the storyline, they don't know much about the game, they don't know much about who she is, they are hardcore invested. And you know, sometimes we're guilty of that too. We'll invest before we've really checked out the full storyline or details of something in our lives. And we saw that this happened as well with disciples of Jesus in John 6. You know, Jesus had a lot more disciples, but then in John 6, Jesus gets around to verse 53 through 59, and he starts talking to them about eating his flesh and drinking his blood. And literally, people got concerned. And verse 60 says, on hearing it, many of his disciples said, this is a hard teaching. Who can accept it? And then even further down in verse 66, it says, from this time, many of his disciples turned back and no longer followed him. So all these people had signed on to follow Jesus when they saw there was healing and miracles and all the cool stuff. But when they got down further into who he really was, and that there was going to be sacrifice, and that it was going to be something deeper than just following around a guy who was doing big things, they turned away. Yeah, what Jesus talked about sounded a little more like Resident Evil than, just healing people. But the reality is, if we're going to truly follow Jesus, we need to know more about who he is and not just let it be superficial. Remember to catch Faith and Fandom 180 every Wednesday morning on the Back Row Morning Show, only on LTN Radio. And if you'd like to learn more about Faith and Fandom, head over to faithandfandom.org, where you can learn about our Comic-Con ministry, podcasts, memes, apparel, and book series. You can even read new chapters before they make it to the next book. I'm Hector Mirai, and thank you for spending the last 180 seconds with me.
Hey there, and welcome back to the Free Play Podcast. Once again, my name is Bubba, joined with Kate and Luke. Kate and I are a couple of the co-founders here at Love Thy Nerd, and Luke is our stream master extraordinaire, and he's filling in for Matt. And really, I miss Matt, if I'm going to be real. Kate dumped on me pretty hard in that first segment, and that just never happened with Matt. So I'm feeling a little nostalgic. But hey, Luke, I love you anyway, so deal with it. Hey, what we want to do is we like to kick off our show and our first major segment here, talking about the games that we're playing, books that we're reading, movies that we're watching, how we are experiencing nerd culture. And Luke, since you are our resident guest today, Kate, why don't you go first?
All right, thank you.
Bamboozled.
Yeah.
So, as you probably know, I've been playing Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition. Finally.
The physical or digital?
Digital.
So proud.
And so I'm on Mass Effect 1, and let me tell you, it looks freaking awesome compared to what it looked like the first time that I played Mass Effect 1, where it looked so rustic and was so clunky that I was just praying to the Lord for it to be over so I could play Mass Effect 2. But it's fun. It's good. I can't wait to see how they handle the rest of the games. It's what's different mostly is graphic stuff.
Okay.
Really, it's just gotten bumped up to modern day standards, sort of. I mean, as best as you can for a 2007 game. So even Steven, who watched me play, I played the series in maybe 2014, beginning of 2015. He said, "Wow, this game looks so much better than it did when you played it that other time." And I was like, how do you even remember that? How do you even remember that? But he remembered it exactly. And he could say stuff about the alien races. So he knows.
Whoa.
Wow.
But it does. Also, combat and some stuff like that has been made a little bit less clunky. It's still clunky in some areas. Driving is the Mako is a little bit awkward, but it was really bad in the first game, or the original first game. So I'm not having a terrible time with it. I do get lost because it's not very clear with some of the map stuff, but that was a problem with the original game. And
so you said that for a 2007 game, they upgraded as much as they could.
I think so.
And I'm thinking when I played Halo 2 a couple weeks ago, it was so different, crazy different. Can you switch back and forth?
What do you mean?
Between the graphics to see how different they are?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Okay, well, I redacted then. I apologize for asking.
I already went through it the one time before where it just looked like... So... I'm fine with it.
You're doing great, Kate.
With it now how it is. I forgot how intriguing the game is. It's a BioWare game, so it's got that storyline, it's got that character development, and I'm in it for the long haul for these 3 games. Obviously.
Are you going to try and take a similar path that you took when you first did it?
I will be taking the same exact path. I will make the same exact choices. I even made my shepherd look as close as, like, basically the same as she was before. I don't want to have a different experience with it. I want to have, I enjoyed my other one.
Why didn't you just play the old game then?
What? I don't have that anymore.
Oh.
It's gone.
Sorry
it's a PS3 game. It's a PS3 game. There is one thing that I want to correct in this game that went wrong in the last game. And that's when, I'll keep it vague here for the spoilers, but I was really like, what's the word? Convicted about this moment because I didn't see it coming. I didn't know what happened and it made me really angry. No spoilers.
Oh my gosh. Do you need a moment?
There's someone who shoots someone else and out of the blue, and it's very upsetting and completely preventable. And now that I know, I will be putting a stop to it. I will be putting a stop to it. Nip it in the bud, as they say. I will not let it happen. Mark my words. I will not let it happen. So that's what I've been playing. Oh, wait, I left out an important part of the story. While I was at Target trying to return. No.
We're going back to the story?
It's just short. While I was trying to return the game and they said, I wanted the money back so I could buy more sweatpants. They said no. And that I had to use it to buy, I could only use it on games. And I said, well, I don't want games. I want sweatpants because I was really sad about the situation. And they said, no, you have to buy a game. So I went and like lurked around in the aisle.
Wait, why?
I'd opened it, I guess. That's just what they said. I tried to put up a fight, but I also didn't have it in me to really push the sweatpants thing. Anyway,
did they just put it on a gift card?
No, what if they wouldn't do it, and I said, "Well, give me a gift card," and they wouldn't do it. And
maybe that guy was like he had a TikTok he needed to make that day.
Maybe
and so he's like, I don't
know, but either way,
sweatpants.
I went in and out the aisles, didn't see anything I wanted. Then I remembered that I liked that Pikmin demo, so that's what I got. So Pikmin's in my room unopened.
It just doesn't make any sense. All right, well, hey, next time take Steven with you.
That's what I've been playing.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Have you played Pikmin yet?
No, I've been too busy playing Mass Effect.
Of course, yeah, okay. Got it.
Which did cheer me up once I finally got to play it. It did make me a lot happier. Almost made me forget my sorrows.
Almost.
Luke, I double dog dare you to top that.
No, there's no topping it. It's just a story.
To top what she's playing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
if you dare.
I think it tops it. Like, I love my games.
Well, let's hear it.
100%.
I've been playing. This is going to be a shocker. I've been playing Destiny 2 and Apex Legends.
No.
And that's it pretty much. Both of them have like brand new seasons, just like a few weeks old. Destiny 2, they've got a killer story going on right now, so it's really fun. They introduced 6-man events. So a lot of the times if you just wanted to do PvE stuff, like go shoot some aliens and like bond over that, you were stuck to 3-man teams unless you did the raid, which is very complicated. It's hard to put a team together. You gotta be really coordinated. So they introduced these 6-man events or like playlists that you could go play. And
so
that's
who are your 6
fun.
men? Who are your 6 men?
It could be anyone.
You don't have like 6 bros
with,
that you bring into the situation.
It's just whoever replies to my Discord, or there's matchmaking. I mean,
it is good to have like these larger activities that you can do.
Yeah, because there were times where we get the whole LTN crew together and we all want to do something, but it's like, well, there's 5 of us. So really our only option was a raid or the Crucible, which is PvP, which like
everybody hates.
Oh,
if you say you like it,
I played Iron Banners this week. I played a little bit last night, and me and my buddy, like, we didn't win a single game. I was constantly frozen, and it's just full of sweaties. So,
oh man, it's so sweaty in there,
dude. It's a mess, and I've just been out of it. So I just couldn't pull my own weight. It was terrible. But everything else has been great. I'm having fun hopping back into it, doing that season pass, and trying to balance that with Apex Legends, which also has a new season and season pass. And they introduced a new mode called the Arena. So if you're familiar with Apex Legends, it is a battle royale. You can do duos or trios, and basically you want to be the last man standing out of like 20 teams. But they introduced the Arena, which is a 3v3 battle. You have different rounds, and so each round you get a little bit more currency to spend on weapons, abilities, grenades, heals, shields, upgrading weapons, like whatever you choose. It's kind of like Valorant or CSGO kind of style.
It's very CSGO to me.
Yeah.
Like that buy mechanic at the very beginning of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a lot different than the battle sorry. Got a cough.
You get one of those. Okay.
I get one.
You wasted it.
Oh, bummer. That just totally threw me off. You got to win by 2. So if you're if you're facing these guys round by round and you're constantly one-upping each other, you got to win by 2. And so you'll get up to like 9 sometimes, and 9 is the end.
Sudden death. That's what I was going to ask, is like, when does it cap? Because I know that it does, not round 9.
So if you win 3 in a row, you win. But if you win 2 and then they win 2 and then you win 1, it's 3-2. You got to win 1 more to beat them. And if they win, then you just keep going until you get to round 9, and then that's the sudden death, as they call it.
And it has the ring closing and like moving and all sorts of stuff.
So much smaller map. Yeah. Well, there's a little bit of looting, but it's only like med kits and shield regeneration. None of it's like weapons.
Oh, that's right, because you're purchasing.
I take
weapons.
that back. There is a care package that will land in the middle that has a set weapon. So it's cool. It's very fast paced. It's tough to stream because it's more sweaty than Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Because you're just constantly in battle and trying to pay attention. Whereas Battle Royale, you're like running across the map half the time trying to outrun the circle. But
I've seen more people playing that lately than the BR mode.
I think more people are playing it because it's new. I think eventually it'll settle in and people will go back to BR. I might go back. But last night I was playing with a friend and we played BR for maybe an hour and just got dumped on because it's all the it's like all the sweaties in there that's all that's populating the rounds.
Yeah.
And then all the people that are good at Arena are there. So it's a mess, but it's fun. Arena is a ton of fun. So that's pretty much what I've been playing, those 2 games.
Well, and Overcooked.
We did play Overcooked on the the LTN stream, me and Asia. That was that was a good trial.
It's a thing that happened. Got it.
Asia and I, grew closer and trust each other more with throwing
with
chicken.
Onions.
Yeah.
No, it's good. That was tons of fun.
That game is so
Overcooked
stressful.
that's marriage counseling is what that is.
It caused a huge fight between me and my little cousins.
Well, Chris was in chat and was like, this would, like, we would need marriage counseling after this. Like, that doesn't.
Yeah, any counselor worth their salt should recommend that game to couples as job security.
Premarital counseling.
I'll also throw out, Al, one of our sweet LTN members, he put out a question on the LTN Facebook page asking like, hey, I need a new chill game for my Switch. And so the first thing I recommended, I was like, do you like turn-based strategy games? Because if you do, check out this game called Wargroove. I played it. It's super fun. Like, I loved it. And he immediately got hooked. He's like, this is a great suggestion. He bought it. He's been playing it. And now I'm like, oh, I kind of want to play that again. So I'm planning to play it again. I don't know if it'll actually happen, but That could
What
be in
is
my
it?
near future.
Well, if Al likes it, that means I'll probably like it. So now I'm gonna look it up.
It's a turn-based strategy game. It's a lot like Final Fantasy Tactics or Fire Emblem, where it's like you got the map. It's a grid, and you have units. You can make new units, and you've got like a leader, and you're moving them space to space. Each of them have different range, different abilities. I have a ton of fun with games like that. But this one has a really good story. It has really good characters that you meet and like learn more about them. It's really fun. It's by Chucklefish, I think, produced it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm in. There, I'm in. I'm looking at this and I'm like, I really like this. I really like this. Now I get to the bottom.
Kate, you tweeted out not long ago that I've never led you astray. So on my recommendations. So
look at Bubba. It's just one more thing where Bubba's like, oh.
Dude, Kate's gonna replace Matt and me both with just Luke. Like it's just gonna be the Kate and Luke podcast, and we're just gonna be sitting on the sidelines.
You can be in the chat. You can participate in the chat.
No, sorry, there's no need. Yeah.
All right.
Man, this game looks so great. This is really exciting.
I've been watching Doctor Who because I can't shut up about Doctor Who.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's fantastic. Like it's a good sci-fi show when you're watching it and you go, you shake your head because what happened is just so ridiculous. And I do that several times an episode. And so like that to me is the mark of a good sci-fi show. But like my favorite episodes are like the spoopy ones, like the ones that are like designed to be like horror-esque. So there's one about like a little kind of empty ghost child. Yeah, that one's really cool. There's another one where you meet the weeping angels. That one's really good, like some people's all-time favorite one. And then I just watched another one called Silence in the Library. And I mean, each one of those, I mean, they're straight bangers. I mean, absolutely fantastic.
They sound really scary.
They are. And that's the thing is it's like, it goes from like terrifying to just comical. Like that's stupid. That would never happen. But like that's the dichotomy of Doctor Who is that it's like, hey, we're gonna give you a great episode, but then also just remind you that this is wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. And so like it's a silly show with legitimate undertones that carry throughout. So I cannot recommend it enough. If you haven't given it a shot, go watch it. Start with season 2, the reboot. I know people are going to crucify me for that, but go start with season 2. And I think the episode is The Girl in the Fireplace. Start with that one, and then you'll be good from there.
Bubba, you should write that for the site. You should write a Bubba Stallcup's Guide to Doctor Who. It would be 2 sentences.
I stole it. I stole it from Terry Acuna.
Well, then you could put him as a writer credit also.
I'll just steal it. I'm really good at just stealing stuff.
Then just put it...
I also played yesterday on stream Rain on Your Parade, and that game is so much fun. Like Kate, I think you would like this.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yeah, it's like you're just a cloud, and you're like raining on people, and you have like different objectives that you have to do in each level. The story is really like goofball, whack, and all sorts of stuff. But this is part of Game Pass or Play that we completely 100% made up on our own and didn't steal from Moviga.
Exactly.
And so like I'm really enjoying this. I don't know, Frost, when I'll get to the point where I play multiple games in a night. I'm sure it will happen because there is an end to the number of actual good games on Game Pass. But Next week I'm playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I'm super excited about that.
That's going to be cool.
Very much excited. I'm going to rage so much on that game because it turns out flying a plane is actually pretty hard.
I want to try that with like all 3 of my monitors.
Right? Because it's built like it has it built into that game like specifically that you can do that. Oh,
that's so crazy. And also a good idea for game immersion,
right? Well, you can also play it with the Quest. I think the Quest 2 you can play with. And And last but not least, I got my COVID shot, my second COVID shot a couple days ago. Got it on Tuesday. Wednesday, I just wanted to die, like absolutely die.
Thanks. I'm getting mine on Monday. Ooh.
What do you have? Moderna or Pfizer?
Moderna.
Okay. That's the one that wrecked me.
Okay,
but
well,
like I had a fever spiking at over 101.
Oh, geez.
I had super sensitive skin. I was hot and cold at the same time. I didn't have like chills or anything, but I had a massive headache and migraine. It felt like somebody had taken like a raw piece of rope and put it on the inside of my skull, and then they were like able to turn it. Like that's what it felt like.
Okay, well, we don't.
And then it made the top of my head hurt because of that. But let me tell you how I got through it, though. Okay, so I got through it by putting cold packs all on me. Like I wrapped them in like a blanket and then put the cold packs on me. And then I took melatonin, and I had a cold pack on my head as well. I went to sleep. And then when I woke up, I took ibuprofen. Done. Game over.
So at what point was it all over?
For me, like the bulk of it, I went and got the shot at about 1:45, and then at about, I would say 11:30, I was over it. So about 10 hours.
Okay.
About 10 hours. Yeah. I need to do the math for you.
Kinda, yeah. I was just hung up.
Okay, it's gonna suck, but like, here's the deal: the fever and all that stuff. It's your body telling you that it's working.
Oh, just leave me alone.
I'm just saying, hey, you're gonna be fine. Or you won't, but then you will.
I guess we'll find out because we'll have a staff meeting not too long after I get my shot.
Bingo. You should be fine. I worked for a while after I got my second shot.
Yeah, but
and then I was like, I have to go lay down.
You can push through a lot more things than I can.
No,
I think.
No, I cannot.
What do you mean?
No, I'm a wuss.
Well, you did get the man flu that one time.
I get man sick all the time.
So I guess we'll see. Steven got his shot and he had 0 anything, and I was kind of mad about that because
his first one or second one?
He got the Johnson & Johnson, and I was like,
no blood clots.
Not for him.
Hey, congrats.
And I was like, ooh, Steven, like, you're going to be laying down. You're going to have a headache. Absolutely nothing. He went mountain biking. He was working on the car. Nothing. So now when I get my shot, and if I get sick, I'll look like a huge baby in this house.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, hey, another game that I can play, Kate? SnowRunner is on Game Pass.
Do you want me to ship you my copy?
No, I don't need your broken discs, okay?
That disc is not broken. None of them are broken.
Download it, and I'm gonna play it.
And then see what you think of it.
And then I'll be like, move over, Drew. Steven's my best friend now.
Yeah, do that. See what you think of it, and think of it as this is a game that Steven spent the only game he has spent an insanely significant amount of time with. So think about that as you play it.
I don't think I'm going to spend nearly that much time.
No, you won't.
I'll give it one play.
You won't. I think you'll give it one play as well. It looked boring as all get out to me, so you wouldn't catch me playing it even once. Not even once.
I think maybe one time. One time I could see you playing it. Well, hey, we're going to get out of here. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. But when we come back, we're going to be talking about a topic that Luke brought up.
Because he's the guest. So.
Because this is the Luke show.
The Luke show. And I asked him also.
He said it's the FrostByte podcast. And so
yeah, that's cool.
Luke's got the topic. So don't go anywhere when we come back with more of the Free Play podcast.
What up, nerd? We hope you're enjoying the podcast. But did you know that Love Thy Nerd showcases most of their content on LTN Radio first? That's right. Check the schedule and listen to most of our shows before they're available here over at ltnonair.com. And while you're streaming, you'll also hear the best mix of Christian rock, rap, pop, and indie, and even some content made exclusively for our radio listeners. Stream directly from LTNOnAir.com or download the Live 365 app and favorite LTN Radio. And let us become your new daily soundtrack. You'll be glad you did.
And we're back with our topic news segment, although it's not, well, it is kind of newsy today, wouldn't you say?
It's news. Yeah.
It's news.
It was in the news.
And it was in the news. And this topic was brought forth by you,
Yes.
Luke. And we're going to talk about it today. Maybe you guys will have some thoughts on it. So if you do, leave them in the chat and we'll read them if you have questions about it. Because I had a couple questions about this topic.
Well, first, I feel like, let me just interject really quick because I feel like for the listeners, we need to address the elephant that's not in the room.
Who?
So we had some technical difficulties.
That's right. Like, we said that all in the break. Sorry.
Yeah, during the break, we were talking. Bubba had a family emergency. He didn't say anyone was hurt or anything, so they're all fine there. But he had to dip, and the stream kind of crashed. But then it came back, and Bubba could not.
Stronger than ever.
Bubba could not join us again, so it's just me and Kate.
Yeah, so it's just us. Forgot to mention that really important fact. Thought I did it before. It's fine. This is not awkward. This is some really good stream and earhole material right here.
This is
so yes,
Prime Podcast.
Bubba is not here. So if you don't hear him saying anything, it's because he's not here. And was this what I wanted from the start with my story about Luke being a better friend? Not necessarily, but this is where we're at today and where we're at right now. So anyways, let's proceed with this topic.
This is the darkest timeline. All right.
This is good. This is a great finale. So the topic is about EA filing a patent for a new battle pass system. Go.
Okay. So if you guys haven't heard about this, EA filed a patent for this overhauled battle pass system. Kate just said that, which will give players more freedom of choice. This is their words. When choosing what rewards they want to earn in games like Apex Legends and potentially Battlefield. So that caught my eye and I was intrigued because when
it applies to you.
Yeah. So during the first segment, when I was talking about Apex and Destiny, both of those have battle passes. And it is very, like they said in this article, it's very linear. And so usually you're just working through doing bounties, doing challenges, like weekly challenges they give you, daily challenges, and they reward you with XP or RP. And you work through this line of like, all right, at level 1, you unlock this little bit of currency. And level 2, you get this skin. And 3, you get, this and so on all the way to
this and this and this.
100.
Ooh.
They haven't changed in a very long time. It's been very straight like this. What you see is what you get. And now EA is claiming they want to switch it up and make like different paths. So, yeah.
That's interesting to me mostly because of the like incorporation of choice into the whole system. I mean, it seems like it would be a good thing on the surface, right?
Mm-hmm. So my first thought, it does seem good. Yeah. Just first glance, you're like, okay, yeah, there's some skins that I don't really care for. Like, I don't play a whole lot of this character, so I'm not going to need a skin for him. I never use this weapon, so I don't want a skin for that. Like, that kind of makes sense. But like, what if this character gets buffed in the future and he's like really good and now I want to play as him? And I missed out on that earlier. Like, there's all sorts of things you could think about. But I think the first thing is, like, what does this mean? Like, is this good for other games? Like, if they were to secure this patent, like, there's a lot of other games that have battle passes, like Call of Duty.
This might be a really dumb question. Why do you need to do a patent for something like this? Why can't you just do it? Is that just the way it goes with that kind of thing, do you think?
I don't know. Like, that's a good question I don't have the answer for. Like, Is it just to have the kind of like one up everyone else? Like,
Maybe,
hey, we have this new thing, but like it would have to be very specific. Like,
yeah,
you,
because they couldn't just put, oh, here's our patent. We want to have different paths for rewards. Like that seems like
I think back
kind of vague.
I think back to like Halo Combat Evolved, the very first one, that kind of like it kind of set a standard for future first person shooter games. If they like were like, okay, we're coming out with this game, but we're going to patent all these things so no one can copy us, like that would have drastically changed the outcome of like even games like Call of Duty and like different things that are coming out today, because like if no one was allowed or like had to pay Bungie to do different things. So like I don't think I've ever seen an instance where a game developer or a company like EA is like, hey, there's this new way to do a video game thing that's very common and no one's allowed to use it except us.
It's kind of
sus.
Well, yeah, it is. Somebody in chat said it's probably because most battle pass systems have evolved from Fortnite, and this keeps EA's battle pass unique. Which is basically like kind of like what you just said, where we're not going to let any like we're going to do it, and you're not. Because sorry.
I will say they brought up Fortnite when EA and Respawn when let's see, so when they dropped Apex, like. The first month, Apex is a thing. They're the first ones that really introduced a ping system. And so you could be playing with your buddies if you didn't have microphones or if you were trying to just help communicate and point out. Because, like, you played games like this. It's like, oh, they're over there. And you're like, where?
Where?
Like,
there is
there.
like
I can't see where you're looking. But they introduced the ping system where you could, like, ping, like, where the enemy is or where you found a certain weapon or better armor. And then that same month, Fortnite introduced it into theirs. And then everyone else started doing it. So maybe it's a ripple effect from that where it's like EA is like, all right, we did this ping system and then everyone kind of adapted, which I think it helped. I think it helped Fortnite and helped Call of Duty and all these. That is just a very
communication, cool like better communication in game. I'm not like saying the words I wanted to say. Just better communication and more effective in-game communication. Like
it improved gaming as a whole, I think. You know, doesn't matter what you think of Call of Duty or Apex or Fortnite. Like everyone got something good out of it. But maybe EA, you know, just doesn't want to share. I don't know. It's all speculation.
Yeah. It wouldn't be surprising if that were the case.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, business is business, right?
Yeah.
So like, don't copy my patent, bruh.
So I like that's kind of how I feel. Like I think it could benefit. I think a system like that could benefit other games like Fortnite and like even Destiny, because Destiny has one. Call of Duty has a battle pass. Like mobile games are getting battle passes. So I played a game called Marvel Strike Force. It's just a mobile game, like turn-based. Like you got a team of 5 versus another team of 5, and you're just taking turns like throwing superpowers at each other. And, like last one standing wins. But they introduced like a season pass where it's like you do the weekly things and daily things, and you unlock more currency and more characters and all sorts of stuff. So it's like, it's
doing your dailies.
Exactly. It's just another set of DLC where people can like pay for the season pass. Because like most season passes, you could do the free one, you get less XP and you get less stuff. But it's just another way. A lot of people are like, oh, it's just EA trying to more ways to make money. Like, could you at the end, like choose your path and get all the way to the end and be like, you know, I missed out on this thing.
Yeah. And then like go back and do another one.
I could pay $20 and unlock everything I missed.
Yeah.
Like,
see, that's the big question. The FOMO part of it too. Like the completionist, like the way I'm thinking about it in my head is like, there's the people who are completionists who will be like, okay, I'm done with this one. Now I want to do the next one. And then the other people who are like having some FOMO about
That's
the other stuff
thing.
that they missed out on, and are like, or like what you said, where okay, now I don't want to play as this character anymore. I want to play as this one, but everything I have is trash because I haven't been doing that kind of path. Yeah.
This is where I kind of wanted to talk to Bubba, because like me and him are similar with the FOMO, because it's like,
yeah, he has the very strong FOMO. So, but I think that would have a big impact in that, because just the thought of someone else getting loot, even though if you don't know exactly what it is, but you probably imagine that it's like way better than whatever it is that you're getting.
Yeah. Well, that happens to me all the time. It's like, where'd you get that skin? Oh, I bought it. I'm like, oh.
Like,
well, dang it. I want to earn it. So Silver's saying EA doesn't like to share. Andy is saying League of Legends had the pings first. So I'm not saying, that was just an example. That was the first time I saw it in a first-person shooter. But yeah, I mean, EA, they don't have a super good track record lately with a lot of their money grab things.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
But so this one, the only way I could see them making more money off of it is if they somehow started charging more for a battle pass, because it's like, oh, it's this new thing. It's like, you got to pay for it though.
Yeah.
Or if it was like, oh, do you are you sad you missed out on all these other things?
Yeah.
Well, just
cash in on the multiple pathways, each being their kind of like own DLC sort of, but not really. That's not the right word. Loot grab.
Yeah. I will say, I think so. Respawn is the developer behind the games like Apex, and I think that relationship is good, because Apex is pretty good about, if you play through the entire battle pass, you will get enough currency to buy the next battle pass. So I've been just riding that, and I paid $10 at the for season 1. And then I didn't play all the seasons, but the ones I do, I make sure to get enough currency for like the next one and then the next one. So that's nice, because it's not a money grab, but like people, if they do use it to buy skins or whatever, they can buy more.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard looking at it, because it's like, I think I'm split pretty evenly on, I think this is a good idea, but also like, ooh. There might be some stuff that might be problematic, or I don't know.
We're gonna have to see it, but the way that it's looking is like, this is a quote from this article: the virtual map can provide a visual representation, a nonlinear pathway or tracks that a user can follow based on how the user would like to proceed and what types of rewards the user prefers to unlock. So like, again, that's where they're saying like, oh, do you prefer like this character or this character? Like, if you prefer this one, then you can choose that path. But it's like, but I'd still like that other, like, I think that other skin is really cool too. And if I miss out on that, am I going to miss out on it forever?
Yeah.
Or is that like, where they're going to be like, oh, or you could choose this path and then buy this other stuff. So.
Oh man. It's complicated. Let's see. Some people are sharing like patent stuff here in the chat that I'm interested in, because I don't know. I guess I just thought it was weird.
Yeah, the patent.
But maybe it's normal, and that's just the way that it's reported. Sounded kind of like, ooh, they have a patent. Like maybe it's actually not that weird.
Yeah, AAA shared like a link to some like a graphic of an example of a path, I think. It is very...
Yeah, and Kyle said, to be fair, patenting your own invention is good business. They always want Shark Tank pitched to be patented.
That's true.
I guess I don't know. For some reason that stood out to me.
It does.
As being like,
You see that, but that's like a typical thing. Yes, you see that in Shark Tank, but you don't see that a whole lot in like a video game where they're patenting a thing that already exists, just their twist on it. So a couple of years ago, Destiny introduced like a new game mode that was Gambit. It's called Gambit, and it's a PvP, PvE arena where you're killing aliens and fighting the other team at the same time, trying to defeat the boss. Like, they didn't patent that. EA and Respawn introduced, like I said, arenas in the new season of Apex, but that's not patented. But that's kind of like, it looked a lot like CS:GO and Valorant.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I wish I knew more about, like, I don't know if this is a thing, gaming law. to like look at this, but something that's here too that you put in the doc is the pros and cons of having mode specific bounties and achievements. So
specific. Oh, okay. I know why I brought this up. So here's another thing. This could be a huge benefit to having some sort of thing like this, if this is the route they take. We'll take Apex, since we're talking about EA here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take Apex, for example. They have the arena mode and the battle royale mode. And they have these daily and weekly achievements that you can go do to earn XP to then advance you through the battle pass. If they had an arena branch or an arena path and a battle royale path, I would probably right off the bat pick the arena path, because that's all I've been playing.
Yeah.
But that can get difficult. So I would say that's a pro. I get to choose what I want to play. But the way Destiny does stuff like this is they have, and you don't have to do them, but they have bounties and they have quests where it's like, hey, you got to go into Crucible and get 20 kills with a shotgun. Well, I'm not I'm playing this PvP game, but I am one track minded on, I'm just getting kills with this shotgun and I'm letting my team down because I don't care if I die. I'm just running in and trying to get the kill.
You're disengaged from the team task by this individual glory seeking, I want this kind of thing.
Yeah. Hey, you want this exotic shotgun? Then you got to do this. And by doing that, some people are really good with shotguns and can just go around and play as a team. But me, I'm I just need to get this done. And we'll lose and lose and lose. And I'm oh, but I finished my bounty.
Yeah, hold on, guys.
I just don't like when a game puts that and makes that an objective.
Yeah.
And so so
this would kind of split things.
Maybe.
Right?
It depends on how they execute it.
Yeah. Because I could see having, hey, if you're playing this one mode, here's all the rewards, skins, whatever that you can get from this mode, but it's going to be different than what you can get from this one. That makes sense. Although if I'm somebody who doesn't play one of those, then I miss out on a bunch of stuff. So it's are you punishing me for my preference to not play that mode?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're just going to have to see if this patent actually goes through. Because it might not. It seems to be patenting a very vague thing.
Yeah.
Of a battle pass that already exists, but this one has
but
multiple paths. So nobody else can use paths. So what can Call of Duty be all right, we're going to have a battle pass, but it's going to have different branches.
I guess it'll be interesting. I don't know. If it takes off, then everyone's going to be how can we copy this without making it so that we get sued?
Yeah.
I don't know. Would that, I don't know. How would you feel about if you went to play Apex one day and there was all that stuff? It's where would you even start as somebody who plays Apex regularly? Would you be I don't know.
I mean, in any game, even with the singular path, they usually release it the linear battle pass. They'll release all the rewards and everything a couple days or to a week before the season drops, just so you get you hyped. Oh, that skin looks really cool, and oh, I'm definitely gonna work to get to level 100 because I want that adaptive gun skin or whatever. So I would do the same thing of I would probably chart out my path. Like if it was like 3 different paths that intersected every once in a while.
Yeah. And that's the other, I mean, that wasn't said anywhere either.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the details were vague, but that's a question that, I mean, that could happen with this whole like pathway system.
Mm-hmm.
So
like
you
I want
would
to
have
do the
to
first
sit
quarter
down
on the top path, then the second quarter on the bottom path.
And and plan it out to make sure that you get the stuff that you want. I mean, at least you would kind of know.
Yeah.
I guess where you could go.
Well, who knows? Like my mind could change. Like by the time I get to that first intersection and be like, wait, do I really want to go there? So I don't know. It's very interesting. I have to see it like fully fleshed out because right now it's just a bunch of paperwork.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens, really. But I think it's just it's an interesting concept of kind of taking that thing that already exists and being like, how can we make it kind of maybe more refined in some ways, more customizable, more accessible for people who are like, I want this. How do I get it?
I think they're doing a great thing of trying to keep like your typical like just rinse repeat game of like, I'm just going to play, battle royale and I'm going to dive in and die right away and then hop back in and dive in and die right away. Like, I'm just going to keep doing this. They're trying to keep it fresh. So I appreciate Respawn. They'll do different events to where there's these like bubbles across the map. And if you're in the bubbles, your shields will slowly regenerate. Like if you lost them, or there's one that was really annoying was there's all these like ring flares that you would have to run around that would do damage to you if you ran into them, like the closing ring would. But that event gave us the heat shield, which you could throw down and you could be in the ring, but you'd be have this dome over you and you could heal really quick or, try to survive a little bit longer than the last team or something. So they try to keep it fresh. They're introducing things. This is just one of those things that they're trying to keep fresh and be like, hey, let's see if we can change the battle pass. But they're taking a step further and being like, let's patent this so we're the only ones because Fortnite keeps stealing our ideas.
Well, thanks for bringing this topic up.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be something that I'd really think about because I'm not like I don't normally play these types of games, but it's something that's important to gaming because stuff like that can kind of like tend to leak out and affect other things as well.
It will affect other games.
Yeah. It has to.
Yeah. Whether they can use it or not.
Whether they can use it or not. So thanks for sharing that topic. And if you guys have any other thoughts that you want to share in the chat or whatevs on this, you've shared some really good stuff in here that
you guys definitely know more about patents than I do.
That's what I was going to say is I don't know. Like I was hung up on this like patent thing. It's not even, I don't know. So we got some useful info from the chat. So thanks you guys for that. But we're going to take our last break really quick and then hit you with an outro story from Frost himself. I think I pointed in the wrong direction.
I don't know.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. So anyways, we'll be right back. Bye.
During your time on Earth, every one of your actions had a positive or a negative value, depending on how much good or bad that action put into the universe. Every sandwich you ate, every time you bought a magazine, every single thing you did had an effect that rippled out over time and ultimately created some amount of good or bad. You know how some people pull into the breakdown lane when there's traffic and they think to themselves, who cares? No one's watching. We were watching. Surprise!
In the first episode of the first season of The Good Place, Eleanor Shellstrap wakes up to Michael, the architect of the community that will be her afterlife. And soon thereafter, she is greeted with a whole bunch of other folks that apparently just got there and are ready to watch their welcome video to explain just how they got to The Good Place. Michael lays out that it is an elaborate point system. Basically a scale of good and bad, but it's not just making sure your good outweighs your bad that gets you in. You have to be the best of the best. Thank the Lord the Bible's clear that that's not how it really works.
There's been a big mistake.
The point system laid out in the show, though, is actually quite intriguing. It's not just a simple scale of the good and bad things that you've done, but it actually takes into account the ripple effects that your actions have on the world around you. It's a system that almost forces you to think of the consequences first. And though, of course, it's laid out in the Bible that really the only way to get to the good place is being saved by grace through faith in Jesus Christ, the fact that your actions have consequences does not go unnoticed in any part of the Bible. In fact, the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 10:31, "So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God." Michael kind of parrots this idea, mentioning that every sandwich you ate had an effect on the world around you. What the Bible is telling us here is that even things that we might deem as menial, even things that we might deem as non-important, should be thought of through the lens of our faith because of the grace that God has given us. What Paul is saying here in 1 Corinthians is that it doesn't matter what you're doing. Even something as small as deciding what you're going to eat and drink needs to be thought of from God's perspective. And all the more so for the bigger things in our lives. How we handle our relationships, our marriage, parenthood, our jobs, the decisions that we make, all of them need to be viewed through the lens of God first. Not us, not selfishly, not focused on what we want and what we think is best, but what God leads us to do. Do good because your Father in heaven is good and because He has called you to be His ambassador. Just, don't count on good deeds to get you into heaven.
Because it doesn't technically work.
Catch a new Back Row Binge Watch every Monday on the Back Row Morning Show, exclusively on LTN Radio.
Welcome back, everyone, to our, whatever it's called, outro, ending of this beautiful podcast that has been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride.
It is the wildest of rides that I've ever been on a podcast.
As fitting for a finale, we had a dramatic story at the beginning, very dramatic. We had friendships tested.
And possibly broken?
Possibly broken. We'll see, but I'm sure it's fine. Pray for us. Anyways, you told me that you had a story about a rooster that you wanted to share with me, and this really excited me because
well,
I love this.
I hope it's not like a sad ending.
We'll find out.
I won't jump ahead. So I told Kate, because I have been listening to the Free Play podcast for a while. I've actually gone back and listened to all the old episodes.
I'm so sorry.
I love it. It's great. But they're everyone's always got a chicken story, or
I know. A
at
bird,
least an
some
animal,
kind of bird, animal,
a bird mystery. And so I texted Kate, and I was like, Discord, and I was like, Kate, I have a job for the Kate Dangerous Animal Detective Agency.
Woo! I'm ready. I'm excited.
So I go on a lot of walks because Bubba got me and Matt got me into that hero trainer. So I'm trying to get my steps in. But I do go on a lot of walks during my lunch break. There's this nice road that we can walk around at where I work. It goes by this little creek that's more just a runoff. But I see a lot of nature. During the break, quick plug for the Twitch guys, if you're not listening, or if you're listening to this and not watching on Twitch, all of the good stuff happens in between, during the breaks. So
It's
you can
true.
at least go watch the
Especially
old
today.
VODs, especially today. If you can't catch it live because it's during your workday, you can go back and watch the VODs. Okay, plug over.
Thank you. That was a nice plug.
Yeah. But during that break, we talked about how a coworker of mine saw a snake and a bunch of us ran outside to look at it.
As you would do. Yes.
I saved a couple of tiny turtles from the road and I put them on the side that literally just hatched.
Oh my gosh.
I'll send you the pictures.
That is so cute.
You
didn't drop them on the ground like
No.
Matt
No,
Warmbier?
because they're I don't think they knew how to snap yet. Well, one was a snapping turtle, one was a painted turtle. Do painted turtles snap?
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe.
know.
I think
But
anything could snap at any time.
We see like a bunch of birds, hawks, blue jays, robins. Anyway, we see a lot of nature. Well, one that you wouldn't necessarily expect to see in the wild is a rooster. So me and my coworker were on a walk, and we passed this little, like, it's an old abandoned lot where like a house used to sit, and so there's a driveway, but like nothing else, and it's all overgrown. So you can like walk into the driveway a little bit, but it's just like a little cove in the forest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm getting all the clues sorted in my head for the mystery.
And then right in the middle of this little opening where this driveway was a rooster. Like this really large, like just a rooster. And then around it were some Cheez-Its and some pretzels. And like what the conclusion that we've come to is like, we think this rooster was either bothering them, or they just didn't want this rooster anymore, and they like just dropped him off on the side of the road and then like, left him some food, like some Cheez-Its. But then every day there's like some other food there. Like there was some cabbage, and then there was some popcorn.
Cabbage.
So, but it's still there. It's been there for like a week and a half.
Really? Does it look like sickly or anything at this point?
No, it doesn't move around as much. But I think it's because it's like almost 90 degrees now, and it just sits in the shade.
That is so sad. I mean,
yeah.
And it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, okay, so you say you like call animal control and they come and take it. What are they going to do with it?
Exactly.
Like, are they going to adopt it to a loving home that's looking for a rooster?
Right.
I don't know of a lot of people that are looking for roosters.
Like most people want hens to.
Yeah, and they want their roosters gone.
Exactly. So
that's so sad. Oh my.
So
you should bring it into your office. Bring it into your office.
I mean, we talked about it. But we're that wouldn't be great. But like,
no.
Do you have any questions? Like, are there any missing clues? Because
I mean, did you dust the area for fingerprints or?
No. Do I need to? I don't even know how to start with that.
It might be too late.
I looked for like the tire treads in the mud.
Yeah,
maybe we could track it down. Like
that's
get a
good
VIN
criminal
number.
Investigation thinking. Yeah. That's good. I like that.
Like we legitimately thought about setting up a camera, like a GoPro or something, to see like who's feeding it, like who's throwing their Cheez-Its out the door.
Yeah. That's a good question. So it's for sure nobody from your office.
No. So here's the other thing. So my coworker, she's trying to find a home for it. So she's legitimately contacted farms.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's like looking for like neighborhood like Facebook pages to like post to. Like she's trying to relocate this rooster.
Okay.
So there is action being taken, but when is it too late?
I don't know. I guess if nobody really wants the rooster, but then it's sad, then you're just gonna leave it there to like die in the sun. I don't see, that feels wrong. This is a true mystery because there's a lot of mysteries within the mystery. Like who put it there? Who's feeding it?
It could be two separate people because like my coworker is like, oh, I got to go get chicken feed.
Chicken feed.
Because like this rooster has a terrible diet right now. Cheez-Its
eating Cheez-Its and cabbage.
There's a pile of something today. I walked past it today.
That is so odd and interesting. And you're right. This is a good mystery. Checking for tire treads, I think, was really smart.
I don't know what like I didn't see any. So, but the thought crossed my mind.
Just who could have done this? Well,
but yeah, I mean,
I'll be thinking about that the rest of the day at least.
If you got to fly out here and take a look at the scene yourself,
do my own investigation. You should get a trail camera and put it out.
Yeah. Did you ever do that with your whole mystery?
And
see, that's another mystery.
There's been no more holes either. Oh. No more suspected badger holes.
Random question. Are turtles like, do they hatch in holes? Do you know? Because there's like these tiny holes with like piles next to it, like all around the same road.
I think they do because like at the beach and stuff, the turtles dig huge holes and put all the eggs in it, and that's when the little eggs hatch and then the babies come out and they're running to the ocean and they get picked off by the birds. It's so sad. Right.
Well, these turtles, I feel like maybe that's that mystery. But there's all these random. Yeah, there's a lot of mysteries here, Kate. Where'd this snake come from? Where'd this rooster come from? Where are these tiny holes? Gosh. Kate, we need you here. I
need to conduct some
detective agency.
Maybe I could make some TikToks about that. Me solving pet mysteries and wild animal mysteries. Yeah. That'd be a dream job.
Do it. What's stopping you? But yeah, so
I haven't solved any mysteries. That's what's stopping me. I solved one mystery. That's
You're
what's
really
stopping
good at finding the mysteries, but
my track record of success is 1. So that's it.
That's more than me.
That's what's stopping me.
I might not be able to solve the mystery of the appearing rooster, but we might be able to find him a home. So
that's all you can really do. So I'm glad there's efforts being made. And on that note, thank you for being our special guest on this very special finale of season 4. It's been a wild ride, as I've said probably about 10 times.
Yes.
So thanks for...
I had a ton of fun. And I told you and Bubba this, like, it was a huge honor to even be asked.
Oh!
Like, I love this podcast.
Well, that makes one.
Yes. This is one of like 2 podcasts I've written a review about.
Really?
Yeah. I don't write reviews.
I don't think I've written a review for us. I feel like, well, maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe that was our other podcast. Anyways, that's something I can work on.
Yeah. Well, if you're listening to this podcast, write a review. Be better than Kate.
Write a review. Be better. Tell people where they can connect with you and like engage with your content and what that is.
Yeah. So as Bubba stated, and I think Kate probably said it too, I do stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/FrostByte IV. It's really complicated because it's a byte with a Y and then the 4 is a Roman numeral. So the easiest thing you could just do is go to the Twitch page for Love Thy Nerd, lovethynerd.com/Twitch.
Yeah. There it is.
We're live like every single day almost when Matt's not traveling. In the chat, you can do !Frost and it will give you a link to all my socials. You'll find my TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Twitch. That's probably the easiest way to do it.
And then just press follow.
Yes.
And subscribe on just all of those.
All of them. The Love Thy Nerd one, all the Frost ones.
Yeah. Just make sure, just press follow on all of them. You'll be fine.
When in doubt,
you won't regret it.
Press follow.
Exactly.
Press add to cart.
Yeah, press add to cart and check out. You'll be fine.
And refresh. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
What is this? Where did my show notes go? So yeah, that'll do it for episode 125. Yikes. Of the Free Play Podcast season 4. And we will be back. I think it's the first week of August, if I understood Bubba right, which I might not have, but I'm pretty sure it's the last of first freaking A. It's the first week of August. We'll be back with the next season, and I'm really excited to see you guys again. I'm going to miss you while we're gone. I can't speak for Bubba and Matt because they're not here, but I will miss you. So just hit me up. It'll be great. You can hit up Frost as well.
Hit me
so
up
be
too.
sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, YouTube, radio.com. What else? LTN Radio. That's a good one. And pretty much anywhere else podcasts are found. And if you want to listen to Free Play and it's not where you are, then shoot an email to Bubba at lovethynerd.com and tell him that you want it there or else. That's what I would do. And if you're not part of our Love Thy Nerd Facebook group, make it one of your life goals to change that today. It's super easy. Just go to Facebook, type in Love Thy Nerd Community. I'm sure there's a shorter link for it, but I'm blanking out right now because thinking about a lot of things. So just go there, make it one of your life goals. Just join it. It's fun. There's a lot of really cool people there, a lot of cool stuff you could talk about. We're going to be having a community event in our Discord on Tuesday. Hopefully this will come out by then. It might come out after.
I think it's after.
But, well, if it's after, then you missed it, and I'm sorry. But then we'll be having more community roundtable events on Discord. There'll be a stage channel. So just in case this comes out early, it'll be Tuesday, May 25th at 5 p.m. PST, and the topic is race in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So if you'd like to have discussions, go join that. If you missed out this one, there'll be another one probably that you can participate in, and we'd love to have you there. You can also find Love Thy Nerd on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Love Thy Nerd. You'll find all the latest articles, podcasts, right? All kinds of stuff. All kinds of things on there. Right, Luke?
All sorts of stuff. It's worth it.
You know, and most importantly, out of this entire thing, be sure to follow the Free Play Podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Free Play Podcast, because during this break, I'm really going to need to step it up and post some content, some more. I mean, I've been posting, but I'm going to need to post more content so that, you know, you guys don't feel left out or anything.
You posted some fire today. I saw that.
I posted some fire today. So just want you guys to have the best chance and the best shot at like seeing fire a lot more in your lives. I think everybody could use it. And with that, I'm Kate Katawaki. Say your name.
I'm Luke, aka FrostByte IV.
And it's just us. There's no one else here. And have a great day, nerds. And if no one tells you, just remember that Jesus loves you, nerds.
You have been listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. Be sure to rate and review the show and share on all the social media.
Somebody created a duet with me on TikTok.